Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hoodoo Unleashed with the Broken Prophet, Papa Lou. This is the video that I promised you guys earlier in the week, I think a couple of days ago. I said I was going to do a video on spiritual cleansing, and I told you how important it was to cleanse yourself spiritually. And I told you I would do a longer video detailing some of the means that I use, because I never give you guys things to do that I don't do myself, okay? I see there's a lot of books, videos, things like that that are put out, and some of the stuff is just so out of the way. I know these people can't actually be doing this shit, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if they are, because I was playing around with a little YouTube analytics thing here that tells me where you guys are coming from. They're watching my videos and things like that, and there was this little thing, this little tab or whatever, that it showed like which videos led you guys to my videos. And I was, I said, well, let me watch these things. See, just to see, I'm curiosity, right? And I watched some of these videos. And I'm not surprised that so many of you are subscribing. Not because I think I'm that great. I mean, I am a global icon and a national treasure. But there's a marked difference. I mean, not just in age. I mean, because sometimes I wonder how some 20-something-year-old can, help you out of your problems when they really haven't experienced a lot of life yet. But, that's neither here nor there. It's just, I think a lot of these people out here are tripping you guys bullshit meters. And we all have one. We all have this internal bullshit meter. And, I watch it and I'm like, the things that they're giving out that are supposed to cleanse you and help you, it's so fucking pretty. I mean, it's some even their hexing stuff that they put out, which I'll never put out hex work. And I'll tell you why maybe later, but it's just so fucking pretty. And I think that's what trips your bullshit meter, because you guys have problems. A lot of you are texting me and you're emailing me and you're, sending me messages over Instagram about the shit that you're going through. And I can relate, because I've gone through some of the same things that you're going through with relationship, finances, whatever. And, your problems are not fucking pretty. They are gritty and ugly, and they bear down on you. And they hurt, and they cause turmoil. So how in the hell is some pretty pink candle sprinkled with glitter that probably cost someone a total of $3.12 going to solve all that? And I think that's what trips your internal bullshit meter. Because one thing I will always do with you guys, I will always keep it real with you. It's not just the cussing, it's not just the drinking. That's me, okay? But another part of me is that I will always shoot it to you straight. A lot of you have gotten readings from me, and I thank you for that. But I don't bullshit you. Some of you have come to me and I've told you just flat out, you don't really have a problem. Your problem is up here. It's not spiritual. No one's hexing you. No one's cursed you. You need to get this right. And I've told you guys that. It would be easy for me to just tell everybody, oh, you need spiritual work done. And just collect it. 321, 321, 321. Just keep on collecting that. But that's not how I roll. That's not how I get down. I think that's why a lot of you are coming here, because you've watched these videos from these folks. And I'll be honest, some of these folks, if spiritual power or spiritual knowledge was gasoline, these folks couldn't fuel or couldn't power an ant's motorcycle around the goddamn raindrop. That's how little they actually have. But they make it look so pretty, and I see how initially it's appealing, but eventually you start to see, especially when you try some of this shit, be it from Lucky Mojo, Conjure Cardia, what's this other chick who never shows her face? Hoodoo Delish, and you try all this pretty shit with the candles and the honey and the sprinkles and glitter that looks good on a cake, but it don't really solve shit. And you see this, and then you realize, what, this really isn't it. And then you come here and I drink and I cuss, but I'm actually here to solve y'all's issues. Because I've been through this shit. I'm not sitting in some ivory tower out in Forestville, California, trying to dish out the traditions of a culture that I've never been a part of. But that's neither here nor there. All right, y'all. And the end of this video, I'm going to go on a rant about tire kickers, because a lot of you guys are coming to me and you're having questions and you want answers. Then I give them to you, and then you stall. you're just kicking tires, and I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do that with your spiritual work. All right. But anyway, let's get into this video about spiritual cleansing. I think I really got into a lot of it because it's really short, with that late night video I did for you guys, in that a lot of you are not spiritually washing your ass. All right. You're not performing spiritual ass maintenance, I think was the topic or the title of that video. Okay. And it's something that a lot of us take for granted. We don't think about the things we do in our day-to-day lives because it's just normal for us. You go into work, you may go talk to family, you talk to friends, you talk to people on the street, people brush up against you. Maybe your job is very hands-on. You're a massage therapist. Maybe you're a corrections officer, police officer, a nurse. That's one of the most dangerous jobs spiritually, a nurse. A school teacher. Anything that you come into contact with a lot of people. Maybe you work with, the mentally disabled or things like that. I'm not saying these people are spiritually unclean, but a lot of mental illnesses are really spiritual in nature, and that's a topic for another video. They want to feed pills to everything instead of, like really, really researching the effects of the spirit on the mental processes. But that's another video. But it doesn't even have to be your job. Maybe you have that one friend. I have a friend that we call Bad News Ricky. And I think if you follow me on Periscope or whatever, I've told stories about Bad News Ricky. All right, love him to death, Ricky. If you watch this video, bro, I love you. But that's what we call you. We call you Bad News, and you know that. Because when Ricky walks up, and we could be at a party, everybody is having a good time. Ricky walks up, and everybody's like, hey, what's up, Rick? And he's like, man, let me tell you. And then we all like, shit. Because you know what's coming. Ricky's going to tell you about the bunion he had, about his dog being sick, about this nagging cough that he is afraid is cancer. He just tells you a lot of bad news. And then when Ricky walks off, he's got spring in his step. And now we're all like, man, fuck, I need another beer. We're all down. Some people call them energy vampires. It's just that spiritual gunk that some people have, and they rub it off on you. And you guys have people like that in your lives. And you never know. Your coworker could be having a bad situation at home, and they're just projecting that, and you're picking it up. And you might even only pick up this much, but when you think of how many people you come in contact with during the day, even over the phone, public bathrooms, you touch a door handle, and think about the hundreds, maybe thousands of people that have touched that, and what are they going through in their lives that they've brushed off? Spiritual ailments are like the flu virus, but we're more cognizant of that. We see someone who's coughing and they're sick, and we limit our contact with them, or we're careful to wash our hands after being in contact with things that they've been in contact with, but we don't do it spiritually. And spiritually is more dangerous than like the flu virus or anything like that, because you don't think about it and you can't see it. We're such a disassociated society. We text and email and chat. We don't really interact with each other, that everyone is so good now of like just putting on the blank face and hiding what's going on inside. Okay. And so you come into contact with these people and you don't know, you don't cleanse yourself, or you don't do a deep cleansing. And then what happens? You start having a run of bad luck. Maybe your health starts to suffer. Your hair starts to thin. You can't sleep. That's a very common one. Your sleep pattern starts to be distorted. You start having problems within your relationship, and things should be going fine. You can't figure it out. Your temper gets a lot shorter. These are all signs that it's time to spiritually cleanse yourself. And I'm guilty of this myself, and I know better, or I should know better. But, I become lazy. And, next thing I know, I'm like, well, what the hell is wrong with me? And that's what actually propelled me to really do this video today, because I wasn't really feeling it. And I'm like, why am I dragging so much? And I was doing a reading for someone today, and I found myself getting frustrated because they're asking me the same question over and over again. They're just phrasing it in a different way. And I'm like, you know what? I understand exactly what you're saying. I have a strong grasp of the English language despite my southern drawl. I'm highly intelligent. I understand what you're saying and what you're asking. I just don't agree with it. And I'm giving you my answer, and it's not going to change. I had to dial it back a little bit because y'all know, those of you who know me know I normally have the patience of Job. And so, we ended the call on a good note. I was able to help them out. And I said, I need to do this video because I need to do a cleansing for myself. And in the spirit of me only giving you guys things that I would do myself, I'm going to construct a bath and I'm going to take myself. And you can use some of the ingredients for your own spiritual bath. But that's not all that I do. That's when I need a really deep cleansing that I will use, a spiritual bath. A lot of times it's just, and I told you guys the other night, and I'm waving my candle at you, that after a shower, I'll always use like Florida water and I'll rub it over myself. And I told you guys that's like what we call down here a whore bath or a hoe bath. Like when you only have a certain amount of time and you'll stand in front of the sink, and hit 2 highs and a low. Y'all know what a low is. And you go on about your business. That will only get you by for so long. They'll only get you by for so long. Get you by. Yeah, for so long, right? So after a while, it starts to build up. And I felt that on myself. I felt it building up. And I said, you know what? It's time to really do this really deep cleansing. So Florida water is one. But I'm going to give you guys just some quick things that you can do when you feel yourself spiritually heavy. Okay? And it can be just unexplained periods of depression. You're just feeling down. And when you really take a look at your life, you're like, shit is going good right now. There's no reason why I should be feeling down. And you're like, maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's my diet. It could just be that you need to take some stuff off of you. And one way that you can do is with a white candle. All right. And it doesn't have to be a glass encased candle. These are just the ones, I get them at the dollar store, and you can too. It doesn't have to be one of these online botanicas or shops where you have to ship this motherfucker for like $8 plus $4 shipping because the wax in the candle is heavy. No, just go down to your dollar store and buy a white candle. They have them in grocery stores now in the Jewish section, next to the bar mitzvah shit. Okay? But you take the candle and you wipe yourself down. And I can tell I really need a cleansing because this just feels good wiping across my forehead as it's taking stuff off. And you'll actually feel the candle get heavier. One of these days, I'm going to get like a scale, one of those little food scales, and weigh this some bitch as I'm doing this. But you start at the top of your head and just go around, and you're constantly just going down. You don't have to make sure you touch every inch of your body, but it picks up like a magnet. And make sure you get down your hands, especially your hands. Because just like the flu bug, that's where you pick a lot of shit up because we are just touchy-feely motherfuckers. And you go down, get your chest. Make sure you get your naughty areas. All right? Because that's where a lot of us do a lot of fucked up shit with that shit. And go all the way down. All right? After you've done that, pray over your candle. Let your breath hit the wax. Ask it to take away and then your guardian spirits, your Orisha, your Loa, your Impungo, your saints, whatever your tradition may be. God, the Creator, Bon Dieu, Aludamare, Zami Impungo, whomever, Yahweh, Allah, just ask whomever you believe in to take it away. Since we're talking about hoodoo right now, hoodoo is the Bible. All right. So a lot of times I will just pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And I'm asking the candle, to take away this feeling of heaviness that I've been feeling. This this feeling of sluggishness, this short fuse that I've been having. I ask that it be taken away. The candle has been prayed over. It's been blessed. You light it. And then what I will do is I'll sit it on my ancestor altar. Because you always need their help also. And that's one way that I take away just a little extra nastiness that might be built up. Okay? Another way that, and I've showed you the the Florida water. Something else you can do is if you burn incense. And I don't have any incense here, but if I did, you can fan the smoke over yourself, okay? And you can cleanse yourself with the smoke. Sometimes, if I feel led to, I'll go outside, especially at the base of a tree, and I'll take off my shoes and I will bury my toes into the ground at the base of that tree. Okay. Sometimes I'll put my palm against that tree, and with every inhale and exhale, I'm inhaling, the energy from that tree and from the ground itself. And when I exhale, it's all going down. It's being grounded like a lightning rod. We have those. We don't have them as much now, but everywhere used to have lightning rods, and the lightning would strike it and it'd be grounded into the ground instead of causing a lot of damage. Well, before lightning rods, trees were the first lightning rods. That's where a lot of places that are prone to lightning strikes would plant palm trees, because the royal palm grows so high that before there were these tall buildings, the palm was like the tallest thing, just like the oak trees down here. And that was the first lightning rod. Lightning would strike that and would miss a lot of houses. And so that's why, I go to a tree for the grounding of that negative energy. You can also wipe yourself down at a crossroads, which just take a rock or something, wipe yourself down and leave it there at the crossroads. Now, here is something. Can I recommend something that I don't recommend? I say I don't give out hexes, but here is something that you can do to someone. It's a method of cleansing that you can do to someone that you really don't cotton to too well, okay? And it's kind of dirty. You take something, shiny, something that, that somebody might like. I'm just using this for example. You can do it with a dollar bill, $5, and you just walk up to that person that you don't really like all that well. But beforehand, first of all, beforehand, you wipe yourself down with it, okay? Just wipe yourself down with it. Then you go up to the person that you don't like, and you say, you know what, I just want to bury the hatchet, and I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but if I just wanted to give you, a gift, would you freely accept it? And most people, when you put it that way, they'll go, yeah. So, you say, well, look, here you go. And when they hold out their hand, you put it into the palm. And this takes guts. You put it into the palm of their hand and say, I give to you all of my sins and their future judgments. And then you walk away. That's a cleansing, but you've also passed that on to the next person. So think about the gravity of that. You've passed on, I give to you all my sins and their future judgments. Okay? That means, you know what? I'm on a blank slate now. All that shit I did yesterday, nasty shit in the champagne room, other titty bar, is all gone now. You got it. You pay for it. You might want to go to church, bro. And that's it. Guys, I'm going to start constructing the bath. I have everything set up, and this is also going to be the very first time that I just cut a video into segments. Hopefully it'll work. If not, then we're just going to end the video right here. And then I'll do a separate one with the bath. But I've got everything set up in the kitchen where I construct the bath and everything. But I just realized that I don't have some white flower petals. And so I'm going to go get them. I'm not going to the store. My neighbor has some white flowers growing in their yard, and I'm about to go get them, and they probably wouldn't like that, but, fuck them. Y'all know I have history with my neighbors, and I'm about to go get some flowers out of their yard, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. All right, we are back, and true to my word, I did go over to their yard, and I grabbed some flowers here. This is going to be hard because I got to do everything one-handed. I need somebody to actually come over and help me film this shit, but this is all I was able to procure from their yard because it's getting cold down here. A lot of flowers are dying, but they donated these things. I also grabbed some kudzu vine or some kudzu vine leaves because I've told you before, kudzu vine does help to keep your money flowing because kudzu is an invasive weed. It grows no matter what. The roots of this particular vine grow 50 feet into the ground. So it's very hard to kill. And that's what you want your money to be. You want your money to be notoriously hard to kill. No matter what you do to it, no matter what anyone else does to it, you want it to be hard to kill. And I do want to let you guys know that Okay, well, we're in my kitchen now, and I've got everything gathered here. All right. But even though it's the kitchen, because we're working spirit, it becomes holy ground. And so, like I said, I'm working barefoot. All right, and it becomes holy ground. And I've already prayed before I started this up. So this is where I'm starting here, with these flowers. I am going to add some water here, because what's a spiritual bath without water? It is clean water. It is fresh water. All that good stuff. I know y'all looking at the little marks down. This is a clean bowl. All right. I know y'all looking at the marks down there in the bowl going, Prophet using a dirty bowl. No, motherfuckers. I use this thing a lot. So it picks up things, gets stains and stuff like that, because I use different items for different baths. Okay. But trust me, the bowl is clean. When I see people and they put pictures of their altar up and the altar is all neat and pretty, I'm like, that's a very pretty picture. But it lets me know that you don't really do a whole lot of shit. All right. Because, it's too neat. Some of the things I selected for my bath, and you can use this also, if you have this handy, use it for the same reason. And nothing that I use is, out of the way for you to get. Okay. I picked this shit up at the grocery store because I needed it and I want to work with fresh. Don't pay attention to the organic thing up there. That does not matter. Wherever you can get it for the cheapest, because mint is mint, sage is sage. All right. And I knew I was going to be doing a lot of this one-handed, so I opened these up already. All right. Sage is a good cleanser. I know a lot of you over extend the power of sage. Let me tell you guys, sage, burning white sage doesn't cleanse everything. Okay. It mainly works for the energies of the land, because we're here in North America. The burning of white sage is more of a Native American practice. And so, it really helps to get rid of like a lot of the negativity of the land that you pick up. All right. So that's why I put the sage in there. And also, it is a good general cleanser. I just do want to let you guys know that sage does not cleanse everything. And again, I'm trying to break this up with one hand here. And you don't have to use a lot of it. Just use whatever amount you feel comfortable with. There. Close this up one-handed. I'm awesome. All right, mint. I'm using mint because mint refreshes. It invigorates. If you don't believe me, get some fresh mint and squeeze it and then sniff it. And it just, it picks you up. And it also helps to cool things. Mint also is an effective road opener in that it brings new opportunities with its freshness. And you see I'm putting that in there. Now, you'll hear me talk about basil a lot. And I'm sorry about the video jerking and all this stuff. I'm doing this one-handed. And that's the last ingredient, basil. And you'll hear me talk about basil a lot because basil does help to do the same thing as mint, but in a different way. Mint will focus on new opportunities. Basil helps to, just refresh the things you already have going on. Mint will help to bring about new money, new overtime, new things like that. Whereas basil will help, in a relationship you're already in, money you already have in circulation, help bring it back around to you and things like that. So that's why I like always including basil. Now, I know a lot of people will shred them up, things like that. I prefer to put them in their whole and to stir them around and crush them to get everything that's inside of them, inside of it out. All right. And so you want to crush it, squeeze it, and you'll actually feel a lot of tension leaving you as you're doing this. And you'll smell it coming out. And I'm smelling a lot of mint, a lot of basil now, and just the inhaling of it and just the process, will help a lot of you to start feeling better. Okay, a few other ingredients I have here, of course, holy water that I procured myself. The only thing I didn't procure, and I got this little jar off of eBay, but you don't have to. You put it in any damn thing. So a little holy water there. Shouldn't have to explain what holy water does. Okay, salt. Salt is also another cleanser. If you don't have sea salt, I just felt like being a little ritzy here. If you don't have sea salt, regular old table salt works fine. There's no specific amounts. Okay, so you'll never see me give a recipe where it's like 2 tablespoons of this. I give you the ingredients and let spirit work from there. Florida water also helps to cleanse and to invigorate. I tend to go heavy with the Florida water because I like the smell of it. And coconut milk. I already opened the can because, I knew I'd be doing this one-handed. Didn't want to fuck it up. Coconut milk also refreshes. Because think about the purpose of your bath before you construct it. Okay? I told you I was feeling heavy. I was feeling, like I had a short fuse. I was feeling sluggish. And so I use a lot of very fresh and invigorating ingredients. There's a bath for every situation. Last I want to use some water. I already put water in there, but where did this water come from? A lot of you already know, but I'll give you a hint when you look at this last ingredient. Just a little bit of coffee. Coffee strips away negativity. You only want to use a little bit. And where did this coffee come from? Look at the glass. This last bit of water and coffee came from my ancestor altar. All right, it came from my ancestor altar because I'm actually seeking their help in getting rid of some of this stuff. Okay. Now, what is the very last ingredient in this bath? Now, let's take a step back so you can take a look at it. And, know some of you are like, well, you could have used that coffee right there. No, that's for drinking. This right here is for spell work. What's the very last ingredient? All right. I know some of you got it already, but I'll let you know. Prayer. And y'all see how beat up my Bible is. It gets a lot of use, and it's an old one. And for spiritual baths, I use Isaiah 55:1 that says, Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. And he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Ye come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the face of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. I always stir clockwise. It's like the revolution of the sun, circumambulation. That's you do whatever feels more comfortable and more natural for you. All right. So there we've constructed this bath. Only thing left now is to take it. So before I take the bath, and we're in the bathroom now, you hear the echo. It's like you can always tell when someone picks up the phone, they're in the bathroom because you hear the echo. I take a candle. It's the same white candle. I sit it right down in the bath and I let it sit for, at least 10 minutes. But let your spirit guide you. All that matters is that the candle touches the water, really. You just let your spirit guide you, all right? And so, we'll let that sit, and then I'll go ahead and take the bath. I'm not going to let you see that part, obviously. And then we'll pick up and I'll close this video out. All right, guys, welcome back. All right, so I'm done with the spiritual bath. And feeling refreshed, feeling a lot better, actually. Gonna knock out some more readings. Got some ideas I want to hammer out. As you can see, I'm dressed in a white shirt. Normally after a spiritual bath, I dress in white or light colored clothing. I recommend the same for you. Lighter colored clothing is more protective after you've cleansed yourself, and you'll feel better in that. It doesn't have to be all white. Just the lightest colored clothing you have. And neutral, it's just a light blue or something like that. I stay away from red. Just because red tends to excite you. And a lot of times we do spiritual baths right before bed, and you don't want something red, just exciting that energy and keeping you awake. Okay? Other than that, that's it, guys. I gave you a step by step. Hopefully, you guys will go out there and actually do your spiritual baths and stuff like that. Just really focus on cleansing yourself and doing it regularly, having a regimen of cleansings. And you won't see a lot of this skunk building up and a lot of this negativity following you around. Because one thing I was thinking, and I said this in the first video that I did, the one that was really short because I did it late at night, was that a lot of you don't understand how much like a spiritual cleansing can help, in the sense that a lot of the things you're going through doesn't mean that someone's hexing you, doesn't mean that someone's throwing juju at you or anything like that. And you might not have even messed anything up or done anything wrong. It's just you've just come in contact with very small amounts of negativity that have stuck to you. And over time, these small amounts turn into something big, and now you're having a problem. Kind of like germs. Okay, so that's how I want to impress that upon you. And the secret that that I alluded to in the first very short teaser video was that you guys are going to like priests and priestesses and workers and babalawos who are telling you that you're all fucked up, when in reality you don't need all that shit that they're trying to give to you for like $400 or $500. Really, you just cleanse yourself. Do it for 3, 4, 5 nights in a row, and then see how you feel. See if things turn around for you. All right, see how that works. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail from other workers like, why are you telling them that? Because fuck it, y'all need it. All right. And now, my rant that I told you about at the beginning of this fucking video, guys. Y'all don't understand. Being a professional spiritual worker is very hard. The burden on us to produce is higher, I think, than any other profession, or is one of the highest. Doctors can cure you or not. If you fuck around and die, people are sad, but no one really blames the doctor unless it's something like huge, like in that whole Michael Jackson thing. Okay? You guys will go to a lawyer and be guilty as shit. You will go to a lawyer knowing you're guilty, and also knowing that you may not win when you go to trial. You can be innocent, but because of the other side's testimony, things like that, you can still go to prison. Even innocent, we know this. And you go to your lawyer and you turn over your money. But as a full-time spiritual worker, you have to be 100% on and produce results every time, or everyone's going to call you a fraud. But still, with that humongous burden, people will tie your kick and not want to pay you, and it's crazy. I don't get people that don't want to pay me after I've done my work. I really don't run into that. But I do run into a lot of tire kickers, and talking to other legitimate spiritual workers, they run into it too, where you guys shop, and I understand that you want the best value for your money, but I have to tell you, consumerism has no place in spirituality. I'm not in the customer service business. I don't go out and solicit clients. You guys come to me. And with that being said, when you go to a doctor, very rarely is a doctor going to cure you on that office visit. Okay? You go to your doctor and you're sick. You walk in there, the doctor says, you said, "Doc, I'm sick." The doctor said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, you are sick. I agree. I concur." And then he's going to write you a prescription, which you're going to go pay for. You know this. You know that he's not going to lay hands on you sitting there at the table and cure you. So there's going to be costs. The same thing with the spiritual work. And I'm not just talking about a tarot card reader. I'm not talking about a I Ching or whatever the fuck. I'm talking about a spiritual worker who you go to with a problem. So if you have any questions about this, allow me to explain the process. You go to a spiritual worker, and the worker will prescribe or do some things on your behalf, which you may pay for. Very rarely in that opening consultation or reading will your problem be fixed. Now, there are some times, like I said earlier, they'll tell you don't really have a problem. You just need to sit down and think things through differently. Or you need to let this person go, or things of that nature. But you should go in thinking that, some spiritual work has to be done, and I'm going to have to pay for it, because it's not just me. I see other spiritual workers and talk to them, and they have the same thing, where people will come and get a reading, and then either you're expecting us to fix it for free, or you act completely unaware of the fact that the next step is to actually pay for the spiritual work. Okay, I understand sometimes, you're just so excited to speak to one of us that you just want to get that initial call out of the way, and maybe you get paid the next week, and that's fine. But guys, we spiritual workers are a lot of things. Some of us are old school, some of us are new school, some of us are flat out frauds. I mean, I know you guys have run into a lot of that, but very few of us are dumb. We can only run into my paycheck didn't come through or whatever excuse so many times. And I understand that things happen. They do. And we are very, very sympathetic when things happen. At least I know I am. But when your money didn't come through, why do y'all still expect us to go forward with the work? In the meantime, until you get your money together. You don't do that anywhere else, but y'all will do it with us. You don't go to a steakhouse and say, yeah, dang, my check was supposed to come in. It didn't come today, but can I eat anyway and then come back? Y'all don't do that with anyone else, but you do it with us. And guys, it's not fair. And so, at least speaking for myself, and I know I'll catch heat off of this, but I mean, hell, it is what it is. Understand that if you're coming to me with a problem, if I do see a problem and it is something that I can fix, there's going to be steps after that. Okay? So with that being said, those steps that need to be taken will require money. So yes, my initial consultation is there, but after that, there will be things you have to pay for. And this is just my policy. There will be times that I do things completely pro bono, but I decide that. Your need or desire or spirit led you to me does not decide when I start working for free. Okay? So come in expecting to have to pay to remove whatever affliction is on you. All right? And I said that as diplomatically as I could. And it's probably, I know I've got a lot of friends out there that know I could have said a lot different. But I just had a spiritual bath, and I'm feeling light and enlightened. All right, y'all, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope it helps a lot of people. If you need a consultation with me, my information is down below in the little comment section or above the comment section. You guys have ideas for another video, feel free to hit me up. My contact information includes my text line. You guys can text me. Understand I'm here in Georgia where Hoodoo all began. All right, so there are, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So I ask that you do not text me after 2 a.m. All right, I don't turn my phone off, but unless it's an emergency. There's very few spiritual emergencies. I don't care if, your house is spinning around like the poltergeist house. I can't get to you. Okay, so there's still very few spiritual emergencies. It can wait till in the morning. All right, but thank you guys for tuning in. I love you, and I mean that when I say that, even if I'm kind of hard on you. Excuse me, I do love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for all the likes and the shares and the new subscribers. If you think this is something you like, feel free, or someone that would like, feel free to share it with them. All right. Again, I'm the Broken Prophet. This has been Spiritual Cleansing with Hoodoo Unleashed and the Broken Prophecy. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.